We were watching people come through a WWE entrance. I'm so sick of everybody loving Cody Rhodes. My God.
Why do you hate Cody Rhodes?
Every kid is like, I got to be Cody.
I thought you were a Cody fan yourself.
Nah, I'm sick of him.
Are you a Cody crybaby?
No, you're a Cody
I'm
crybaby.
not a Cody crybaby. I don't even care.
My son is a Cody. Are you a Cody crybaby, Jet?
No.
No, he's not. He just likes him. Well, we are live from the Javits Center. It's Fanatics Fest 2024. It is Evan and Tiki. We are here live until 6 o'clock today. Good to see everybody. Let me just get something off my chest, all right? And I don't know how you feel about this. I don't give a crap who throws out the first pitch at Met games. I want to make that perfectly clear. I don't care.
We didn't make that big of a deal of it yesterday.
Okay,
Evan.
good. I'm just making sure, but I know a lot of my fellow brethren are.
I was just disappointed that Zach Diassi, a two-time Super Bowl champion,
Yeah, right.
got overshadowed by someone else. I won't even mention her name, Haley.
I didn't even know Zach Diassi threw out the first pitch.
Exactly, that's my point.
Well, let me tell you a secret. The Mets have about 5 different people throw out first pitches before games. True story. They've got like 5, 6 people. I do not care, but I'll tell you what I do care about. What I care about, and I'm going to equate this to the icy ghost game. You guys remember the icy ghost game where the New York Jets got destroyed by the New England Patriots?
Yes, I do.
So
You'll never live it down, Sam Darnold.
what bothered me about that game is the Jets got their ass kicked by the New England Patriots. And that's bad enough. That's bad enough. But what I didn't like is the fact that we were laughed at by everybody as it was happening. And my attitude the next day was, it's bad enough my team stinks. It's bad enough my team got beat by the Patriots. Why do I have to be laughed at while it's happening? Can't I just lose in anonymity? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yesterday, as I'm on my deathbed at home, and thank you guys for stepping up while I was out, I'm watching the Mets blow a 5-run game to the Oakland A's. And it's bad enough when they lost. It's bad enough when they blew the game. It's bad enough when they lost to the series to the Oakland A's. Then every news agency is covering the New York Mets because of who threw out the first pitch and how they blew a lead. That's what bothered me.
Why
can't we just suck in anonymity? Why can't we just lose without everybody paying attention? Does that make sense, T?
It makes perfect sense, but it makes it more fun.
Excuse me?
Lose with attention.
Oh, does it?
To lose with mocking surrounding you as well.
Really?
That's basically what would happen. If it wasn't an LOL Met moment, then nobody would have moted. Nobody would have cared. We actually probably would have talked about Zach Diassi and how the giant juju got put on the Mets and they won an important game, an important series against the A's. Not that it was really important because they should have won it.
It was important.
I know, but I'm saying they should have won it. So
Yes,
it shouldn't have been that important. It should have been routine. But you know what I mean. Of course, it just adds into what has happened all season long. The Mets are finding ways to be subpar when it matters most.
No, and they did yesterday. And that was the sucky part. Like yesterday, if you're a Met fan, forget about all the hoopla about who threw out the first pitch. That was the worst loss of the season. I don't even think there's a debate. You could take any other loss they had this season where they blew games, or it was in Miami, no matter what it was. Yesterday's loss, blowing a 5-run lead to the Oakland A's, not being able to hit from the 5th inning on, having the bullpen blow a lead, having Jose Quintana walk 155 people, like that was the worst loss the Mets had all season. And they are now in a very tough spot as they take on the Marlins this weekend. And I don't like being made fun of. You know what? I dealt with that enough in middle school and high school. Like, I just want to lose in anonymity. So, do I have an issue with the New York Mets having throw out the first pitch?
Haley.
Well, that's fine.
Haley.
I don't care. Sure, that's the thing. I don't care. And I'm sure she's a wonderful person. She's doing great charity for, like, vet dogs and all that.
That's right.
But that's not the point. The point is, when I open the Fox News Channel app, I just want to read about the election. I don't want to read about, can you believe what the Mets did? Like, that's what bothers me. I don't need that. We don't need that as Met fans.
No, you can't stop that now, though, Evan.
What?
Because this whole Met magic carpet ride of a season has been built on moments like that.
Facts.
Grimace, your second baseman coming up with a song that's going to go platinum.
Facts.
A rally pimp.
Facts.
And everything else in between. It was all good when the going was good, but suddenly the Mets pull a stunt and they lose a game and it's their worst loss of the year. Now it's, I don't want to open up any app and read about this, when Grimace has been force-fed down everybody's mouth for 2 months.
All the Mets had to do was win, and husbands around the country,
That's right.
in New York at least, would have been very happy. Very, very happy.
You were very disappointed when they went to the bedroom.
Well, you are right about that. Like, if the Mets would have won yesterday's game, I would be at very much a lot of peace today. I wouldn't care. I would mock everybody that's crying about who threw out the first pitch, saying it's all kind of fake outrage because no one's really that upset about it. But instead, the Mets have been laughed at for 13 hours. Like, do you guys understand that?
Of course we do.
Like, Keith McPherson, who's here, and I love you, Keith, could not have had more fun last night. And I don't blame you. You smut. By the way, he's wearing a Net jersey. That's my guy right there. Like, we are just a joke. And I don't know, maybe it's because of who I am, being a redheaded loser who's dealt with this my whole life.
Your words.
Certainly
I don't like being made fun of constantly. Can't we just be a mediocre baseball team that blew a game to the Oakland A's instead of a mediocre baseball team that blew a game to the Oakland A's and ha, 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 LOL Mets. Can you believe what they did? Tone deaf, offensive, disgusting. Like, that just drives me nuts. And that's what bothered me even more about yesterday's
Can you do
loss.
some research and find out who's throwing out the first pitch tonight?
Here's the truth, T. So I'm going to the game tonight.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
I'm feeling better enough to go to the game tonight. I'm taking Jet to go to the game tonight. We do not care who's throwing out the first pitch.
Unless you do. That's the problem.
Unless you do.
You don't care unless you do.
You don't. That's actually a good, put that on a T-shirt.
Of course.
I don't care unless I do.
Exactly, because everybody cares. Nobody should have cared,
Right.
but everybody cared.
If Nick Claxton throws out the first pitch, you're going to care.
I would very much care, yes. Yes. If Tiki Barber threw out the first pitch, I'd care.
Oh, I'd throw a strike, too.
I'm sure you would.
78 miles an hour, right down the middle.
It's just, I'm not going to give you fake outrage that I'm offended or angry or I can't explain to Jet who threw out. Watch this. I got my 8-year-old son with me. He's actually 7, but he's almost 8. Watch this. I'm going to show all the parents out there how to handle this. Jet, can you do me a favor and say, hey, who threw out the first pitch yesterday at Citi Field?
Wait.
Say into the microphone, who threw out Dad, who threw out the first pitch at the Met game yesterday?
I don't know.
No. I was asking you to ask me, but that's okay. Dad, who threw out the first pitch?
I'll do. Hey, Dad,
Yeah.
who threw out the first pitch yesterday?
Somebody on the internet. Any other questions?
Who on the internet? I'm
I
on
don't-
the internet. Can I find her?
No, she's viral for something stupid. Keep on going.
What, how stupid?
I actually don't know. I'm a 40-year-old man. I don't pay attention to this stuff.
Can I ask Mommy what she said?
Sure, she'll have no idea either. Did you see how we parent? It's called ignorance. That's how we parent. We don't have to explain everything. So I don't want to hear this, oh my God, what do I tell my son? What do I tell my daughter? Here's what you tell them. Lie to them. Is it okay that sometimes I lie to you, son? He's not paying attention. This is the best part.
Right.
All right? But so I'm not even bothered by that.
Oh, are we doing that? The Jets made the playoffs last year.
No, that kind of lie.
Okay, sorry.
Don't do those kinds of lies.
My bad.
The point is, I want the Mets to find a way to, if they're going to lose, and if they're going to collapse, and if they're going to miss the playoffs, and spoiler alert, they're going to do all of that, to do it in the anonymity of not becoming a national joke. That's what bothered me yesterday. Because for all of us diehards, and I see a few of you guys out there, you're mostly embarrassed to wear your Met jerseys these days. We all can cry together while doing the Rico Bronya. We don't need Sean Hannity to mock us too at 9:30 at night. We don't need Keith, Leanne, I love you, to do 5 hours mocking us. So can't we just stink without becoming a national punchline? That's all I ask.
We kind of needed Keith to do 5 hours on it, Liv. To be honest with you, though.
Did he actually do 5 hours? Did he do 5
Was it a full
hours?
5 on the Met stuff or
How
not?
many
No, Dylan Betances was on, too.
I love that guy.
All the breaks, it was like 3 hours.
Now-
it was only a little bit.
Let me get to the important stuff. And the important stuff is, are we screwed? Are we dead? And I think back to something that's very, very important. About a week ago, I got really, really drunk doing a drunk Rico. Now, if my son asks me what's drunk, I'll say that's something you're not doing until, you're 25 years old. But while I was doing that, 25. I'm giving him a 4
Come on.
year.
16.
4 year. No.
Right.
A 4 year kind of layover.
He's got like
thing.
8.5 years, you know that, right?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, big time, dude.
What are you talking about? He's 8 years old. He's
We're
gonna
becoming more like Europe.
We're going to start drinking when we're 16?
Dude,
Absolutely.
I was puking.
Everybody in
drunk
this audience had a drink when they were 16.
No doubt.
Is that
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. They're all raising their hands.
You know what may be smart about that, though? By giving a kid a drink when they're 16.
They might not like it.
They may not like
That's
it.
That's a great point.
Yep. I'll never have a Zima again.
Hell, you might have to do it earlier. Hey, 10-year-old, you want a drink?
Maybe tonight at the Met game. But while I was doing a drunk Rico, I realized that I'm the kind of drunk that just is very, very honest. And what I said a week ago was, deep down, we all know the truth about the New York Mets. And deep down, the truth is they're not making the playoffs. Deep down, the truth is they're not that good. Deep down, the truth is they'll find a way to tease us and take it away from us.
Yeah, but Evan,
and as we sit here, am I wrong?
Isn't everybody that way, though, this year? Isn't every team disappointing at some point? Isn't every team fantastic, the best team in whatever length of period you want to talk about? Every team is that team this year. The problem is the Mets got off to such a bad start that they can't afford to be mediocre right now. And so they're mediocre right now, and it's killing them. It's hurting their chances of making the postseason. But that doesn't mean that someone else isn't going to be in the exact same spot in a week and a half or 2 weeks, and they charge their way back into it. And so it's easy to get negative when things are going this badly. But you got to realize this is every single team. So now the Padres and the Diamondbacks are defying that right now for the last month. But for the most part, but the Mets had that a month ago. You know what I mean? So I know what you're saying. It's too easy to sit here and declare the Mets are out of it, they're done. Just like Loogie did last week when it was the Loog Hour show, and I was just kind of hanging on for a couple of sound bites here and there.
I thought Loogie Lightning was good.
Yeah, well, I'm joking. But you know what I mean. Last week, the Mets were all in. They were good. They were making it. Well, how can this week they're done? They're dead. They have no chance.
They're not done. There is no chance. I didn't say any of that stuff.
That's what it sounded like to me.
No.
Didn't you guys hear that?
Done and no chance?
That's what it sounded like you said.
I said deep down we know the truth.
That sounds like done and no chance.
No, that doesn't mean that tonight
Why are you parsing words, man?
No, I'm not parsing words. I'll tell you the difference. When I'm at the building tonight with my son, I'm going to be scoreboard watching the Atlanta Braves. They're in Anaheim against the Angels. I'm going to be thinking about the math. I'm going to be thinking about how they're only 2 games out. And deep down, I'm going to hope that I'm wrong. I'm going to hope that we're all wrong. I'm going to hope the Mets are going to sweep Miami, that they're going to sweep Baltimore, and they're going to get red hot. But deep down, I think it took me a long time to get to the reality. And the reality is actually something you've said for a while, which is they're average. And that's what average teams do.
Right.
You brought up all these other teams that have flaws. Yeah, everybody's got flaws. I just don't think the Mets are good enough to be one of those teams that gets to the postseason. That's the problem. So I'm not giving up. I'm not telling you with 2 games out, they're dead. I'm just telling you that drunk Evan a week ago, I revealed the honesty of, deep down, we all know what this team's going to do. And I think drunk Evan is the most honest Evan. Yeah. Is the one that can see things in the clearest eyes. And so don't mistake what I think is going to happen with me giving up.
All right,
I'm not throwing in the towel. I'm just giving you the reality that I don't think they're that good.
This is what you wrote to us. I don't know how long ago this was. You were here probably 2 hours ago, and you're walking around here saying, this place is awesome. And you said to us, this reminds me that I love sports and nothing else. You remember you said that? I love sports and nothing else. I think
you read that incorrectly, but that's okay.
That's what it sounded like. So you sound like the sport fan who wants to lower his expectations so that when it actually does happen, you feel really great. No. You come from like the phoenix rising from his death. That's what you're setting yourself up to. I'm going to have the negative out mindset from here on out, and then when we actually make it, I'll feel amazing. No. You're hedging. You're hedging so much.
I'm not hedging anything. I'm telling you that sometimes it takes a while to realize what you're watching. All year long, you've basically been steady that they're average. The Mets are mediocre. Right. They're a slightly above 500 team.
They are evaluating.
Okay, that's the reality of what they are. They're a slightly above 500 team.
Of course.
That's what they've been like for a month and a half. That's what they've mostly been this season. So what I'm telling you is when I was drinking a week ago and when I was watching the just disaster that was the embarrassment of last night, not only blowing a game to Oakland but being made fun of nationally, it just becomes clear that the Mets aren't a bad team. They're just an average, mediocre team. And that doesn't mean I'm giving up. It doesn't mean I'm going to skip going to the game tonight or skip going to Sunday's game or Monday's game because I'm an obsessed lunatic. It just means that I'm giving you a moment of honesty, of clarity. They're just not that good.
And you want
I hope I'm wrong.
And you want Met fans to come with you.
No,
you want Met fans to fall into that same loser mentality.
No,
that you have.
I want Met
That we
fans to be who they are. If they think this team is winning the World Series, God bless them. If they want to be positive Tommy, be positive Tommy. You just got to be honest. I'm being honest. And I hope I'm wrong. It's not a mental game. It's reality. I mean, I'll ask you. You're an IBO, an independent baseball observer.
Yeah, I like being an IEO more often than that.
What's that?
An independent Evan observer.
You're that too. You're also an independent Met observer. Are the New York Mets very good?
Yeah, they can be, but they're very average.
They're very average.
They can be. They have all the talent to be good, but they just don't put it together.
They don't have the talent in the rotation. They don't have the talent in the bullpen, dude.
Oh, I mean, until Quintana gave up a grand slam yesterday, I thought he was having a great outing.
Oh, give me a break. He's putting 100 guys on base.
But everybody did. So whose fault was that?
That's Quintana's fault. That's not a good outing, bro. Like, their pitching is so inconsistent. Believe it or not, the most consistent starter they have is David Peterson. What the hell does that tell you?
Manaea's been good, though.
Yeah, in his last start, he goes 3 innings and throws 95 pitches.
Well, I mean, that's just baseball.
No,
Susan.
that's the Met rotation. Like, they have a lot of mediocre starting pitchers. They're just a very mediocre team. And trust me, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that they shut me up and make me look like an idiot. But I think a week ago when I was drinking watching this team, the most honest side of me came out, which is they're not that good.
Alcohol has a way of doing that, too.
Alcohol is sometimes very positive.
Yes,
if
it
you
is.
do it in a way that's responsible, what it brings out is honesty. Now, that can be dangerous. Because if my wife was up and she asked me, does this dress make me look fat? I may have given an inappropriate answer. Same with all of us. So I can't say alcohol's always good with honesty, but when it comes to your favorite baseball team or it comes to your favorite sports teams, I think it's the greatest thing in the world.
I would agree.
So let's be honest. Are you making vacation plans for October?
Yeah, I saw the NBA schedule.
Okay, all right.
I'm working on vacation plan. By the way, that pissed me off, too. That was the other thing that angered me yesterday. I hate the NBA schedule. There's so many things about it that drive me nuts. Can I give you one brief example?
Go
We're
ahead.
all here. All the sports windows are here. If you're the NBA, if you're the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets, and yes, I'm a season ticket holder of both, you're damn right. Can you do us all a favor and not schedule Sunday home games against the NFL? Like, what are we doing?
But they're in the... I mean,
What?
it kind of feels like they're not directly against it, though.
Well, we're directly against it.
They're not. We looked at it yesterday. We thought it was. We thought they're not against our local teams.
They're against the sport. Most humans, most Americans
Make a
want to
choice.
watch football.
Make a choice.
Yeah, the choice is going to be football.
You're right.
Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but that's really the choice. Anyhow, we'll get your calls from the Met fans who are so giddy about the embarrassment that was yesterday. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're better than mediocre. Maybe they're going to sweep the Marlins and spark us all. We'll get your calls at 888-808-1019. Also, I'm very excited for this. Live in front of everybody, we will have the second ever Lugash debate series. They're very angry with each other about one Tommy DeVito and Daniel Jones. So coming up a little bit later on, they will argue on who the Giants' Week 1 starting quarterback should be. We got a lot to get to. The Yankees get set. What was that? Who's talking to me?
That was a producer in your ear.
Oh, a producer in my ear? I'm sorry. I am so drugged up from, like, Tylenol.
Listen,
Good drugs, Tylenol.
All right, listen, good drugged up boy.
Go ahead.
He wants you to do the studio shout.
Oh, that we're from the ever mobile
you
Town
go.
Fair Tire Studios?
Yes.
Town Fair Tire, nobody beats Town Fair Tire, nobody?
You got it.
Yeah.
You didn't have to read it.
Damn, I don't have to read anything. I got everything by memory.
Now give the phone number.
The sicker I am, the smarter I am.
What's the
And
phone
by the
number?
way, I'm not sick, ladies and gentlemen.
not.
I'm just saying that. No one should worry about getting sick. I'm just like, what's the word? I'm just a little messed up. I'm just kidding. I just took a lot of Tylenol and Benadryl. Not Benadryl. What's
I
that?
hope not Benadryl, otherwise you're going to be on the floor in about an hour.
Dayquil?
Not Dayquil. What's the other one?
NyQuil?
Robitussin.
Oh, I can't do Robitussin.
I'm a big Robitussin guy.
I can't do it.
Robitussin is very effective.
He's trying to get black cred.
Yeah, he is. You
Tussin.
haven't-
How is that?
That's what all black families used to give for everything.
Really?
You broke your leg. Gotta throw some tussin on it.
I had no idea. You know why I like Robitussin?
Tate is a black guy here. He's laughing. He knows exactly
Dude,
what I'm talking
I had
about.
no idea. I like Robitussin because it tastes good.
Oh, God.
That's the real answer. Anyhow, we'll get your calls and we'll do all sorts of crazy crap. We're live from Fanatics Fest here at the Javits Center. Stop by. The station will be here all weekend, and everything will be here all weekend. We'll go through all the millions of things that are here. I've been here for about 2.5 hours with my son. We've had a great time. Hopefully you will too if you stop by. Evan and Tiki on the Fan.
Fanatics Fest, as Evan was just saying, is in New York City at the Javits Center. We are here right now, and it is here all weekend long.